Hey everybody, Andy here, AK Montolio, and we're back for round 4 of a Vintage League. We're playing HollowVine, and we've run into one of our more difficult matches in Bug. Played this person the other day, and they were playing Bug, so presumably they're on the same list. So we'll see how it goes. Traditionally Bug is one of the matchups that made it really tough for HollowVine, particularly around Wasteland and Deathrite Shaman. But we have some new tools to be able to fight that. Since those earlier iterations of HollowVine. So let's see. We're going to powder this one away. Looks great. We did not win the die roll, unfortunately, so we'll have to see what happens here. A quick death rate will kind of suck, but I mean, it is what it is. I would probably force it, given the opportunity, but can't do it here. Okay, it's just land pass. All right. Well, that's good for us, and we found a force of will. So I think there's a reasonable likelihood they have a wasteland in hand. We'll have to hope we find a second bazaar. We didn't. So we're going to dump Squee. I think we can get rid of Force of Vigor. I think we dump Master here. Daze is a thing, but... So they have a Force. Okay. So, look, we can get blown out by Flusterstorm here. I don't think we have much choice but to fight over this, unfortunately. So it looks like it resolves, which is good for us. Or not guaranteed, but okay. Now we're going to play out a Chalice. The next thing that we need to worry about is... Now, I wish I had kept that Master. I don't dislike Wasteland here. Next turn will be online, but I'd rather them play a Tarmogoyf here than Wasteland me. Okay, that's good for us. So this is likely a Tarmogoyf is my guess. And Tarmogoyf is tough to beat for sure. Oh, it's an AT. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Well, oh, Demonic Tutor. Okay. Geez, that's good for us. I mean, Wasteland is definitely a problem here. Maybe they're going to get a Lotus. They'll get killed by my Chalice. That would be amazing if they did that. Maybe they'll get an Ancestral, but they're likely to just go and find a Wasteland effect. So hopefully we can find a second Bazaar. I don't hate my position here. It's probably not winning unless we find a Bazaar, but let's see what we can do. Ooh, so close. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to play these out. We didn't find the second Bazaar or the Noxious Revival, but that might be okay. I think I'm going to take the green source here. We have a Force of Will if need be. Likely it's just going to be Wasteland Pass from them is my guess. And then we can start beating down with Cradle. Or with Basking Root Walla and the Cradle. Yeah, so they went and found a Strip Mine. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good, right? If I can keep them off of Tarmogoyf, I mean, I'm not in the worst shape. Okay. Fatal Push would kind of suck here, but I mean... Okay, they got Fetch Land is shut off now. Force of Will is shut off. Okay, so good game, 1 win against Bug. That does not happen too often. I do like Endurance versus Bug. Cradle. Yavimaya Cradle is a card that I'm playing with. I've kind of had it in when it was first printed, trying out. I really wasn't sold on it. I'm trying it here again. It's mostly here to help me with shops. I don't really think it's something that I want in this particular instance. Um, I do bring it in sometimes against bigger, pardon, Urza Saga decks because of the presence of Pithing Needle and being able to turn your Bazaars back on is a really big game. These are for the presence of Assassin's Trophy. To go and have a fetchable land could be very powerful. I don't typically think I mean, Mindbreak Trap is just a dead card here in this matchup. I don't think I need all of those. We definitely want Furies. That's what they're here for. Also think Force of Negation is probably not at its best here. And I think I'm going to cheat on Force of Vigor. Like, Needle is a thing. But even Needle is not a common spell out of Bug. But I don't like cutting all of my Force of Vigors. I think it's a little bit greedy to do so. So why don't we try this? I mean, the nice thing about HollowVine is you have the ability to filter your bad cards with Bazaar. Okay, I mean, this is really nice. The only thing that we're missing here is obviously a blue spell. Deathrite Shaman is unfortunate, but we're going to keep that. I mean, we have an answer to Deathrite. And this is some of the tech that I was referring to earlier that has helped short up the Bug matchup. Like, Deathrite Shaman used to be really, really bad for HollowVine because it only had two targets that it was very focused on, and that was Squee and Benjamines. And with the printing of Master of Death, that has lightened the load of Bug being able to steal all your recursion spells from the graveyard. I mean, they kind of have to pick and choose, and it's time consuming for them to do it. And so, if we're getting, one of our two Squees taken away in the first turn, quite often it's enough for us to buy time to buy back into the game. What I'm saying is Deathrite is not able to control the game at the same pace it used to be. And having Fury also is huge game against Tarmogoyf and Deathrite. So, not to say that, this is a hand that's going to win, but I feel so much more secure having this than I did previously. Deathrite, yep. So here's a little bit of a difficult situation because what I could do is I can actually blast this thing and kill their land. And I think I'm going to do that. We lose a little bit of equity here because I'm kind of pitching two cards to kill one, but I think that's okay. Like, my opponent has mulligan. We have to be cognizant of that, and taking their Deathrite away and killing their land is typically a very strong play against them. And I don't know what they got going on their end, but I'm going to continue to pressure their lands here. Unfortunately, we didn't draw a blue spell there. I would have felt a lot better about that. Okay, Wasteland. There's the blue spell. And Tabernacle's a card that could get us. All right, they got Mox. Okay. And that's all they've got. Okay. Well, I'm going to dump that. I mean, the basic is okay. I kind of want to keep this Cradle, though. I think I'm going to dump the Cradle, though. Take a gamble. Like, if they have the Tabernacle, yeah, it's good for them and it's going to buy them time, but hopefully we can rebuild with Master. Oh, dear. All right, well, they did find it. The good news is that they don't have land. They missed a land drop the previous turn. They just wastelanded me. And we've got a pretty good counter suite going here. Ooh, I don't really like that. I'm going to let it go because I think there's inevitability that they're going to find a land, and I really want to be able to pressure with my creatures here and hold up counter magic for the spell versus the land. I mean, I've got 3 more hits to protect here. We're going to misstep that. Hopefully we can find another blue spell or a bazaar. Cradle's solid. We now have some insulation against Tabernacle. Can hardcast Root Wallas. 2-turn clock. So this could be bad. This could be Leovold coming down. I, once again, do not feel like I have the luxury. Yeah, like that doesn't matter. I don't care about that. Yes, it buys him a turn for sure. Worst draw on the deck right there. It had to be a blue spell. We would have been a lot better for sure. But Force of Vigor now is on, which is rough for us. This could be a main deck Force of Vigor. Yeah. Oh, Endurance. I'm going to have to force that. Unfortunately, I think I'd have to force it. I just don't have any choice. Flusterstorm is a problem, but another bad draw on our end, unfortunately. But given that we don't have a Bazaar going, you know, our opponent's got a turn to pull something out of his hat here. Yeah, Wasteland. Just another Endurance here. Oh, Force of Will was or Master was a really nice draw. He does have a hard cast Force. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to force it. I'm going to try and win the game here. It is a chump block from them, but I still think it's worth doing. Okay, so 201 bug there. Example, like, sure, Endurance is a good card. This was not a situation where it was good. We had absolutely 0 relevance in our graveyard. Sure, it was a 3/4 body, but I don't know. I think we played that reasonably well. I think it is somewhat questionable with their difficulties with lands. You know how aggressive we should have been in forcing. You know certainly the Mox Emerald or the Mox Jet. I would not have forced to this. Just the Mox Sapphire. But my logic was that basically they are going to draw into lands. They stumbled only once and they found lands the remainder of the game, or maybe it was twice. I don't know. They either found a Mox or a land every turn except for the one. So I like how we played it. We countered the critical spells when it mattered and got us there. But yeah, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, guys.